So here we are, just a few days before you retire. Can't believe it. Really sad moment for us, but very happy for you because we've had fantastic times together. We've really enjoyed working with you, Michael, so much, and I can see from your big wide smile that I know that you enjoy every day you're here at Liverpool Philharmonic.
Absolutely.
And so we just get to chat through a few of your memories. When you first came here, Michael, did you think much would change in Liverpool?
Well, Liverpool had changed a lot, hadn't it? Because it was 2008, it was towards the end of the European Capital of Culture year. And I suppose the worry was, would the city and would the Philharmonic be able to maintain the momentum that established in that year? But I think for all the challenges that there have been over the last 16 years, I think we can say it has. The city's continued to grow, Philharmonics continue to grow, and we and culture generally are still, I think, very much at the heart of the city.
It really has changed a lot since you first joined us, hasn't it?
It has, I think, because, as you say, I think it's such a creative organisation. It's so focused on what more it can do, how it can improve. It always has been, I think. And I think that's true across every area, across the orchestra and the choir, and just their breadth of music making, the repertoire they're performing, the way they're connecting with audiences is incredible. If you look at the range of programme that we're bringing into the hall and into the music room, which didn't even exist 10 years ago, that's when it opened, artists that are coming into Liverpool that would not otherwise be here. And then if you look at the huge expansion of our programme with young people and others in the community, I think we should all be proud of that. In Harmony, our music and health programme, our youth company, which is now over 400 young people in 10 ensembles. All of those things were there, but I think what we've collectively done is managed to keep growing them and keep refreshing them all the way through.
Are there any particular moments that you think I really would love to relive that moment that have happened over the past decade and a half?
Hundreds. I think the short answer is whatever happened last week. But every concert, honestly, that goes well, that moment when, particularly at the end of the concert, you see the audience showing their appreciation, having joined it. Those are the moments that I really love. And fortunately, they have kept reliving over the period. And I'll miss that because that's the excitement. That's why we do what we do, right?
You know, there is a rumour that there's 3 Michael Eakins, because if ever we have a night when we have a Philharmonic Hall event and we have the music room and we have the tongue, you have been known to flip between all 3, haven't you?
Absolutely, and St George's Hall and all the rest of it. And I love those times when we've got, as you say, 2 or even 3 concerts happening in different places. Or sometimes the orchestra might be on tour and playing in Gateshead or Nottingham. In the meantime, there's a big concert here. There's something going on in the music room. It is hard to get around everything, but I always think that's amazing when you've got totally different audiences enjoying totally different performances at exactly the same time. And it's what we can uniquely do because we've got the venue and we've got the orchestra. We can do it in a way that nobody else can.
It's that range of music as well that we do.
It totally is. As you say, a big kind of pop band playing in the hall, maybe a folk artist in the music room, Ensemble 1010 maybe in the tongue. And again, it's all having the same impact on the audience. That's the thing. When it's good, if the orchestra are good, if the artists who are here are good and delivering a great show, you see that same buzz in the audience always.
And that's before we even think about it. That's mainly the evenings. During the daytime, we might have had all kinds of things going on elsewhere in Everton, Anfield. And this is one of the things I think it's amazing about what we do. We really do transform lives through music. I know we say it a lot, but I think we have the evidence of it, don't we?
Yeah, totally. It's the impact that we have on people. And as you say, I mean, it's very hard, even for you and I, to keep tabs on everything that's happening. Right now, as we're talking, there are In Harmony sessions going on in North Liverpool. There's rehearsals that will be going on for a concert tonight. So always there's activity happening right around the city, whether it's the youth company, whether it's the choir rehearsing, whether it's our orchestra, whether it's our audiences. Every single person is having their lives changed in some way, even if it's just they came to a concert and they were knocked out by it. That's an impact. But as you say, for some of the young people in Everton, some of the young people in our youth company, we know that the musical participation they have from us absolutely not only changes their lives, but sometimes changes the whole course of their ambition, their careers, and everything, which is a fantastic thing.
Moving away from Liverpool, what we also have to realise is the international input into Liverpool Philharmonic. You can spend a day and you meet people from all kinds of walks of life, but also from around the world as well. We have that international credibility, not just with the orchestra playing here, there and everywhere, but also the artists that we bring in here. You've met lots of people.
Yeah, and the international tours have been amazing, and it's been wonderful over the last 15 years or so that we've been to Japan and China for the first time, been to each of them 3 times now, I think. And really that sense of representing the city. I remember when we first went to China, and we went as part of the Shanghai Expo, did that slightly bizarre concert on behalf of Liverpool as ambassadors with the scaffold and with orchestral manoeuvres in the dark. But then also in that tour, we were playing Shostakovich, and then we were playing John Lennon's songbook as well on alternative nights. I remember sitting in Beijing Concert Hall one night watching the Shostakovich concert. We'd done the Lennon the night before, and realizing, because we were doing Shostakovich's Last Symphony just before he died, it was actually newer music than the music we were doing in the John Lennon songbook concert. And again, that's a reminder that these genres all cross over. But yeah, the tours have been fantastic. And as you say, the artists that we bring, that you bring in to perform with the orchestra, like the King Olafsson, like Nobu, people who the audience have really taken to their heart here, because they recognise that these are world-class artists performing here in Liverpool. And of course the orchestra love that as well.
Yeah, and it's not just the big orchestra, as we call them, the big orchestra, because we've got little orchestras. We've got our Liverpool Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, Liverpool Philharmonic Academy Orchestra, and endless kind of ensembles and choirs that we have. I've forgotten, how many people do we think between us we have working in Liverpool, both, you know, actually working for us, but also participating in all those voluntary groups, ensembles they have? It's hundreds.
It's hundreds.
Isn't it?
I mean, we've got 300 on the staff, because we've got, and that includes the orchestra, who of course are salaried colleagues of ours, all the bar staff, the front of house staff who welcome people. We've got over 100 in the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Choir, rehearsing every week and doing the amazing concerts they give with the orchestra. Over 400 young people in the youth company in 10 different ensembles. And that's not counting the 1,800 young people involved in Harmony, for example. So it is literally hundreds,
And of course, the thing is, Michael, that everyone knows you. Everyone knows you. And you're always there at the end of the concert saying goodbye to people as they're leaving the hall. You're always speaking at concerts or annual general meetings or what have you. We're going to miss you or not? You're going to miss us very much.
No, not at all. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. I will be here as a customer, I'm sure, you know, sat in the cheap seats somewhere. But again, that audience interaction, I love it. You know, I love to see an audience coming out, hopefully having enjoyed it. I need to hear it if they haven't as well. And people are very happy to tell me, you know, if there's something wrong. But equally, most of the time, they like telling me, I know they tell you, they tell others how much they've enjoyed it. And again, that's part of the reward for us, you know, the sense that people have had a great time. So yeah, of course I'll miss that. But I shall be watching and seeing the organisation move on, I'm sure.
And you're not just seen here in the Philharmonic Hall in Hope Street either. I know that people do spot you on the park run when you're doing your jogging on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I do park run. I do run ever more slowly as I get older. You know, it's not about the time now, it's just about doing it. But that is one of the things I enjoy doing, and it's one of the things that when I retire, hopefully I'll have a bit more time to do these things, because quite often with this job, I know the nature of the hours over weekends, evenings, and so on, other things that you might want to do in your life have to take a back seat. So I'm hoping that some of those things, including running ever more slowly, will be one of the ones I'll do a bit more of.
Well, I'm sure we will keep in touch with you in many, many ways, Michael. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.